In this video, we're going to talk about the inverse function for cosine. So we have the same problem with cosine as we did with sine, in that the graph of cosine is not a one-to-one function. However, if we restrict the domain, we can make it a one-to-one function. So in this case, we're going to restrict the domain from 0 to pi. And if we do that, then the following is true. On that interval from 0 to pi, the function is decreasing. On that interval from 0 to pi, the cosine takes on its full range of values from -1 to 1, just like it did with the sine. And on that interval from 0 to pi, the cosine is a one-to-one function, and therefore we can find its inverse function. So here's the definition of the inverse function. The inverse cosine function is defined by y equals cosine to the -1x, or inverse cosine is how you would read that, or arc cosine of x. If and only if the cosine of y equals x, where x is between -1 and 1, and y is between 0 and pi. So the domain of the inverse cosine is -1 to 1, and the range is 0 to pi. That is, again, the opposite of what it was for the cosine function itself. All right, so we're going to try and find some exact values of the cosine function. So we're going to use that same skills that we did for finding the sine. Use your unit circle or your left-hand rule, and we are looking for, basically, we're trying to find the cosine of some angle that yields -√2/2 as its result. So here, if we use our left-hand rule, √2/2 is at 45, which is pi/4, which is there. But that would be positive, so we want the negative version of that. So we're going to head this way, and we need to figure out what that value would be. Well, this is 0, this is pi/4, 2 pi/4, so this is 3 pi/4. So that is our answer, 3 pi/4. There we go. Next, cosine, we want the inverse cosine of 0. If you think about your unit circle, where do you get 0? You get 0 when the cosine is at 90 degrees, or pi/2. So we would say our answer is pi/2. And then lastly, the inverse cosine of 1/2, that occurs when the function is at pi/3. So we would just write pi/3. That's it.